The truth about budgeting is painful. The tools you're using are designed to make you fail. I spent years downloading apps, linking accounts, and watching the pretty graphs turn red. They promised control, but they delivered anxiety. I was drowning in data, not direction. My debt wasn't shrinking. The bills kept stacking. The apps just documented the disaster elegantly. This isn't just about debt. It's about the fundamental disconnect between technology and human nature. I want to show you why budgeting apps fail you and the simple, powerful method that saved me. This analog technique is the key to emotional and financial freedom, proven by results. This is the story of leaving the screen and grasping real, tangible control. My debt was a fortress, a mortgage, 2 car payments, and revolving credit card balances. I started with the most popular budgeting app. It auto-categorized everything. It was efficient chaos. The setup was flawless, but the execution always broke down. I was passively watching my money. The apps made my spending invisible. A tap, a card swipe, the money was gone, and the app just logged it. The struggle was the lack of friction. There was no pause, no moment of single accountability. I was constantly looking at historical data, trying to fix yesterday's mistake, not today's. I tried the envelope feature, a digital representation of cash. It felt like a cheap imitation. The emotional connection to the money wasn't there. It was just numbers on a sterile screen. My debt remained stubborn. The apps were great tracking devices, but terrible behavior modifiers. I finally hit my breaking point. After realizing I'd spent hundreds on impulse items, the app sent me a notification. You're 15% over budget. Too late. The damage was done. That's when I had the epiphany. I needed to bring the spending back into the physical world. The turning point was embracing an old, nearly forgotten system, the cash envelope method. I created physical envelopes for variable expenses, groceries, gas, entertainment. On payday, I withdrew the budgeted cash and physically divided it into the appropriate envelopes. The moment I handed cash to the teller, I felt the sacrifice. It was real, tangible money. When I went to the store, I had to look inside the groceries. Envelope P died. The limit was visible. The friction was back. Buying a non-essential item required me to part with the physical money. The transformation was immediate. I became intensely aware of every dollar spent. When an envelope was empty, the spending stopped. No debate. The system enforced the discipline. The money I saved from curbing impulse buys was immediately funneled into the debt payment. This analog method replaced passive tracking with active, conscious decision-making. Within months, my debt started shrinking faster than ever. The momentum was undeniable. The envelopes held me accountable. They made me honest with myself, in a way no app ever could. The power wasn't the cash. It was the intentionality. Every decision had weight. Soon, I added sinking funds, car repair, gifts, home needs, all in separate envelopes. For the first time, emergencies didn't feel catastrophic. I was financially prepared. My anxiety dropped. My confidence grew. Eventually, I was in control, not reacting to chaos. This analog system made the me invisible, visible. The money became something I could feel. I tracked my progress in a simple notebook. No graphs, no colors, just truth in ink. Every month, the discipline translated into dollars. The debt avalanche accelerated. I started scheduling budget nights, a quiet space, my envelopes, my notebook, and intention. This ritual became grounding. It wasn't a chore. It was a conversation with my future. The cash system resurrected. Something apps had killed. My emotional connection to money. As the months passed, I gained momentum. The balances fell. The progress became addictive. The envelope routine rewired my habits. I stopped hunting for dopamine in purchases. Instead, the joy came from watching the debt melt away. The reward was freedom. I fine-tuned the envelopes. Some categories grew, some shrank. It evolved with me. There were setbacks, of course, but the system held the line. I always knew where I stood. After a year, I could feel the finances shift. But I wasn't just surviving. I was taking ownership. The pivotal moment was when my credit card balance hit zero for the first time in a decade. I had won, not because of an app, but because I changed my behavior. The envelopes taught me how. Debt freedom wasn't a dream anymore. It was a timeline, a plan, a guarantee if I stayed steady. This analog system, combined with intentional spending, became my financial superpower. I learned that budgeting is not a digital task. It's a human one. It needs friction, emotion, touch. The apps failed because they made money feel abstract. The envelopes made it feel real again. Today, I use a hybrid system. Cash for behavior, bank for bills, notebook for truth. This method works because it respects psychology. It partners with human nature. And the best part? Anyone can. Start it today. No subscription, no learning curve, just envelopes, a pen, and the willingness to confront your financial reality. If you're trapped by budgeting, apps, drowning in numbers that never change, break free. You need touch. You need pause. You need friction. You need a system that holds you. The cash envelope method is that. It's the bridge between chaos and control, between stress and peace. This is how you reclaim your financial life. One envelope, $1 at a time. Budgeting apps track your behavior, but envelopes change it. That's the difference. The debt-free path becomes clear when your money becomes visible, when you can touch your choices. Once I embraced the analog method, the results were undeniable. My financial life transformed. The time for observation is over. It's time for radical, physical action that ends the debt cycle. I am debt-free because I finally accepted the failure of technology and embraced the power of cash. We can all achieve this freedom. The blueprint is simple, the analog method that works. This is the simple solution to a complex national debt problem. It starts on your kitchen table. Go forth and budget with intention. Go forth and conquer your debt. I know you can do it. The journey is hard, but the system is easy. Trust the envelopes. Trust the human connection. The peace that comes from control is the greatest reward. This method gives you that control. Let's make American debt free. Start with your next paycheck. Start with the envelopes. Now, let's look closer at the deep psychology of this simple system. It is more powerful than you think. When you use a card, you are using abstract future value. Cash is concrete present value. The pain of watching the physical stack of money shrink is a vital teaching tool for your brain. This mental shift is the engine of the transformation. It changes the very way you see money. The apps want you to keep spending so they can keep tracking. Their business model depends on it. The envelope method incentivizes you to keep the money. It rewards non-spending. This reversal of incentives is why the analog method is superior for building true wealth habits. I carried my envelopes everywhere. It was a constant, tangible reminder of my financial commitment. The struggle to say no to that impulse coffee felt real because the cash was right there. The digital budget allowed me to mentally delay the pain. The physical budget made it immediate. This turning point isn't complex. It's primal. Our brains respond to physical objects and limits. Your budget categories should feel like physical boundaries, not suggested guidelines in an app. The transformation of my savings was startling. The money I didn't spend was effortlessly redirected. I used a separate envelope for debt snowball. Every dollar saved from the others went straight in. That physical envelope became the symbol of my freedom. I watched it grow, a visual manifestation. This visual, tangible progress is another major factor in sustaining the behavioral change. The payoff is not just debt-free. It's living within your means, without a constant internal battle. The analog method gives you predictability, calm, and a deep sense of personal responsibility. We must champion this simple truth to make American debt free. The solution is low-tech, high-impact. Forget the latest finance software. All you need are 3 envelopes and a commitment to cash. This analog friction is the key to unlocking true freedom. It's time to trust the paper. The transformation is mental, emotional, and finally, financial. It all starts with a single envelope. Go forth and conquer. Use the cash envelope system and never look back at the digital chaos. I want every American to experience this quiet confidence, the control that comes from tangible limits. This is the roadmap, simple, physical, and proven to work. It's the payoff you deserve. We can build a nation free from the crippling effects of debt. It starts with this simple system. The analog method works because it connects your actions to your heart, not just your phone. Take the challenge. Go cash only for your variable spending. For the next 3 months, you will be shocked at how much money you find when the day off. Friction of cash spending returns. The final step is to automate the money saved into your debt payoff. Make it effortless. The analog method is the behavioral fix The automation is the debt decimation engine. Ew. They work together. Imagine the national impact if every household adopted this simple, powerful technique. We can redefine American financial health. We can end the cycle of debt and digital anxiety. The analog method is the foundation for true, sustainable financial freedom for everyone. This is the simple truth to make American debt free. It starts now with paper and pen. The payoff is waiting. Stop tracking failure and start enforcing success. Trust the process. Trust the cash.